No, sir. No timer on it. All right.
We're live.
We're live. Fuck it, we're doing it live. All right. Hi, it's me, Truck Driver Sean. I'm here with my friend and co-player on the riff of the day, Scott Twitchell.
How's it going?
We're here with his MT15, his Paul Reed Smith MT15 signature head. Today, Scott is using the Artist Series Ibanez single cut and loaded with EMGs. I'm going to use two different Paul Reed Smiths for the clean. I'll be using the Paul Reed Smith in Arctic White Tremonti, and I'll also be using one in Violet Burst for drop B, so we can show you the difference between using a standard tuning with the crunch and low tunings. I will also show the tightness we can do with a precision drive. It's going through a seismic 2x12 oversized cab loaded with two vintage match build Celestians 30s, V30s.
Sounds awesome.
It does. It's a great sounding head, and I just want to thank you, Scott, for bringing this over and
Sure.
let me make an ass of myself with company today. All right, so I'm going to show you some cleans. We're going to do that real quick because cleans are what they are. They're clean. They're not fun. Here we go. I'd say we have gain on that somehow. Gain on the clean channel.
There's no gain. We don't have that. No, we don't have that pulled out either.
She's very boomy. Well, we'll give her that. Oh,
Oh, the present.
try to have a little less presence. Dial that right back. See what that sounds like. Still very boomy. Not that it's a bad thing, because really you didn't buy the MT15 for the clean channel. Just gonna throw that out there. If you want to use the clean channel, most people in the known universe has this cool little thing where you can boost it. So put that presence back up where it belongs. We're gonna pull that boost that it has. It should give you kind of like that little scratchy deal. the Tremonti are extremely hot. And I would say we do the clean channel on Scott's, but he has active pickups, which are probably arguably hotter. Yeah, like they're active pickups. But really, like I said, at the end of the day, you're really not looking for the MT15 for its clean channel. Can you do cleans on it? Yes, absolutely you can. I'd say probably you'd have to drop the bass all the way off, though. That'd be a good argument. We'll do it here just for shiz and giz. Okay. Take that bass. Oh, I'm doing it on the wrong channel. All right. And I had just a little bit of trouble to turn off that boost. Let's see if this helps any. Oh, I killed the volume pretty quick, though. That was a strange development, I think. So we just learned something with a clean channel. Your bass, your middle, and treble, as you add to it, you're also adding volume. So if you take one of those away, you're going to lose some volume on that end. And again, didn't buy the MT15 for the clean channel. Hate to keep saying that, but Scott, did you buy it for the clean channel?
I did not buy it for the clean channel.
Did I say bring it over so I can play on the clean channel?
I don't think you did. So that's pretty much all we can do with the cleans. There's no way to really pretty it up. That's about as pretty as it's going to get. I think if I had like an effects pedal here that could do wishy-washy reverb and stuff, I think it'd be interesting to hear it just to see what happened if you added some ambience to it. But unfortunately, I haven't got my pedal yet because they haven't made it. So yeah, that shit sucks. But that's the clean channel. So we're going to put this on standby for a second, and Scott's going to give you some straight up standard tuning drop D riffs. And while he's playing, just because I like to annoy people, I'm going to play with the mid-range a little bit, and the bass a little bit, and the presence a little bit, show you the swing. Because it actually, this amp has a massive swing. Little moves make big differences. It's very touchy.
And it's for the good. It's not a bad thing. It probably sucks if you bang a knob. Yeah, you're gonna have to figure it out again. But very good stuff. Very good. Alrighty, so switcheroonie time. Chord saw. Of course, I didn't have no hacky hackies for the last hour and a half, and all of a sudden now I get the hacky hackies. Would you like it to go to the lead channel?
I would like to go to the lead channel.
Massive swing. Like it literally goes to being very scooped to being very wide open. As you just saw when I turned that, it went from being very much what you'd use for like, you know, modern metal, new metal, whatever. And you can peel that sucker wide open and you can get right into, I'd say like classic metal, classic hard rock tones. Just
that's the sweep. It's got an amazing sweep on that mid range. And if Scott start playing again, we'll mess him up with the treble. Because that one's super touchy. Kill it. Like literally, the gain's a volume knob. You literally can kill the gain. That's the sign of a good amp, by the way, in case you didn't know that. If you can drop that gain, you literally have closed that whole entire gain stage in an amp. Like 100%. It's dead. It has nothing to do with your volume. Your gain stage just literally you bone dried your source, which is great. It's got more gain you'd ever need. I play some pretty aggressive stuff. And Scott plays like I just say like straight up hard rock heavy metal.
Yeah.
And when he came here, his gain wasn't tilted. I was like, holy shit, because I listen to Scott's videos all the time, and his gain's always like he's got plenty of it on tap. He's got very chunky, it's very saturated, and his gains when he took it out, I couldn't believe where the gain was sitting. It's ridiculous. The amount of gain in a little tiny 15-watt head, and it's clean gain too. It sounds very good.
Yep.
I mean, we are going to show it with the Horizon Precision Devices Precision Drive. A lot of freaking long words. But it will tighten up, but there's not much flub to tighten up. It really this amp already plays so clean that when you do turn on the Precision Drive, you literally can go from chugging to playing full chords and picking the notes out of those chords, and it's crystal clear. So let's get that gain back up in a reasonable gain stage. I think it's right about where you had it, right about there, son. All right. So we're gonna snap on that Precision Drive, and we're gonna do it just for my own entertainment. We're gonna turn the Precision Drive all the way to the left, and as he's playing, I'm gonna click, 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 which is gonna give it that difference in tightness in its mid-range. All right. Play away, Precision Drive doesn't change the sound of the amp. The MT15 already sounds great. It just takes that little bit of chub that sits on the cusp of it away, and it gives you that very clear sound. As you can tell from the riff he was playing, you get those single notes and it stayed just as nasty as when he was playing the chords, which is a fantastic thing. That's standard tuning. It sounds that heavy. He's in straight up E standard to drop D. And I don't think that's any less heavy than people playing baritones, which I'm going to show you. I'm in drop B on my guitar. And other than just kind of having a different flavor, that's heavy. This is just going to sound redonkulous, like blah, blah, blah. But the Precision Drive will save that. But it'll be interesting because I have not played this guitar through the MT15 yet. The only thing we played is I played my Tremonti that's in standard tuning through it. It sounded fantastic. This will be the first time it's, other than playing the clean, I was in drop C. This will be drop B on the electric. So we're going to snap that Horizon Drives off. Just stand by. We're going to trade some chords. And Scott's going to play with knobs this time. He's going to have fun messing up his own settings.
It's okay. I took a picture of it.
It's called revenge. He took a. He knew I was going to mess with this stuff. He took pictures.
Got to.
That's just too funny. I knew the fat man was going to mess with my stuff. So, this is pretty close to your normal setting, yes?
Yeah, I'd say
Pretty
that's
close.
At home, I've rolled the bass off a little bit because the cabinet I have Seems to be pretty bassy. So, but other than that,
It's gonna be pretty
not
basic with
too
this with drop B, the heavy strings.
Oh,
It's gonna
okay.
be
Yep.
a little nasty. So I'm just gonna play some simple riffs, and Scott's gonna play with knobs. All right, this is in drop B, baritone if you want to call that right there. When he did that, that's how powerful that treble note is. You noticed it when he was playing and I did that. That's a massive swing for treble. Not all amps have that. That just changed everything. Just using just the treble on that, which is incredible. Like it literally went from being very dark and cha-cha-cha to turn that treble up, and it is. So even with the being in drop B, which is really low, we all know it's a very flubby tuning, the precision drive has not been engaged yet. This is strictly the MT15 doing that work. So what we'll do now is we're going to turn on the precision drive, and I'm going to have Scott do the same thing I did. We're going to crank it all the way to the Sean side, and we're going to work our way to Scott's side, which oddly enough is the fat side to the thin side, which is funny, but we're sitting the way we are for that. That's actually kind of ridiculous, but it totally makes sense.
You planned that out, didn't you?
Actually, I did. I wish I could say I did, because that's funny, but I didn't. All right, so I'm going to start playing a syncopated riff using single notes, because I think the precision drive at first will do that. So when he works his way up to go into thin, I'll do that, and then as he works his way back, I'll do some fatter chords. All right, here we sounds good.
It adds just that little bit. And like Sean said, it takes that just a little bit of flub that's air away, and it really
Takes
cleans
ice
everything
cream
up
out of
nice.
your diet. Replaces it with froyo. But yeah, it's a great sounding amp. The good stuff about it, it's just a good sounding amp. If you want to get your metal and your hard rock on, bang for your buck. It's what, $650?
Yep, 650.
$650, and it comes with a great case, which Scott has sitting over there. Maybe you'll yank it over. We can take a look at it. It's got a carrying case with
Soft
it,
case.
so you can hold it by the handle that's up here. It doesn't run overly hot. I've been sitting here every once in a while. I'll go and I'll touch it. It gets warm like a tube amp's supposed to, but it doesn't get hot. Like I got my hand firmly on it. It's not burning, and it's been turned on for maybe 2.5, 3 hours now.
Yeah, a couple 3 hours.
Yeah. So we've been using it, and it's been pushed. It's been played.
It does come with a foot switch, which I forgot to bring, but it does have just a single switch for channel.
But you don't buy it for the clean channel.
No, but it's a quick way to shut the hiss off when you're cranking up.
And maybe real quick, I'll do a video about a $30 noise suppressor, and it does have a little bit of hiss, but it'd be really funny to see if the hiss is even worse if the Horizon Drive isn't on. Oh, no, it isn't all of a sudden. I just made a liar, but it's still it hisses like a tube amp is supposed to. I mean, it's 15 watts, and it's an incredibly loud 15 watts. He's got this thing suppressed with a volume sweller, basically I said what it was called earlier, and I can't remember what it's called. Just attenuator.
Yeah, attenuator.
So that you can still push it, and it's not killing us in here. It's extremely loud. I'd say if you're not playing with a drummer who's super aggressive, you probably, without an attenuator on this, with a decent, I definitely would put a noise suppressor for sure, some kind of gate. You probably could gig with this. I'd argue to say that's giggable, yeah?
I would think a small club would definitely work.
And that's 15 watts. It's a loud 15 watts. No complaints from me. I think it's a fantastic amp, and if you want something for your bedroom, something for small gigs, just a good tone for home recording. This thing, get yourself a decent speaker cab, and this thing it's money all day long. Well worth $650. I'd say they didn't cut no corners, and probably I think in time, because of the way things work with gear, I think they're gonna end up charging more than $650 for this. I think eventually they will start charging more once people catch on to exactly what this thing can do and what reference. I mean, I'm very heavy in my music. Scott's very much like heavy metal / hard rock. So you got to see two different aspects of playing, and it flawlessly handled both. I'd say, yeah.
I would say so.
It didn't suffer from anything. It took two different tunings from drop D and drop B. You're talking a massive swing in tuning, and it didn't lose nothing.
No, sounds good.
And it could have, because
Really
we
like
didn't test this before. This is the first time I put the drop B to it, and it could have been an epic failure right here on camera, but it kicked ass. It did an amazing job. And I like that amp. It's going to cause problems in my future, probably. Just saying.
It's always something new coming.
I know, it sucks. There's always something like, I don't need that. Then you play it for a little bit, and you hear it for a little bit, and you're like, oh, shit.
Well, I was thinking about that today with that precision drive. I'm like, I don't need it. I think it sounds good enough. And then you plug that in, like, damn, maybe I do need one of those.
Yeah. Big shout out to the guys over at Horizon Devices, Misha and crew over there. You made a very good pedal. That thing really, I've had a lot of overdrive pedals and boost pedals, and they change how amps sound. That does not change how an amp physically sounds. It just cuts flub off. So you get clarity, but you still get to have that heavy, especially with a saturated amp like this. We didn't even push the gain. Well, we did with turning the knobs, but our normal playing, you still get a quarter of a turn left of gain on that thing. So we're not pushing it, and technically we could have cut it back a little bit, I think.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it still would have sounded fantastic. So if you're a gain monster and you like a lot of gain, it'll have everything you need in it, hands down. Fantastic amp. And a scale of 1 to 10 on the MT15, I'm going to give it an 8. Now, I would have gave it a 10, but it does have a clean channel. Even though you don't buy it for the clean channel, you should still be able to use it. And I would never be able to, any application I use, I'm a little bit of a nose stuck straight in the air guy when it comes to my clean tone, and I don't like my clean tone to bark at me. I like it to be milky and smooth and kind of sexy. There's nothing sexy about something going blah when you're trying to play a note. Kind of ruins the moment, you know?
Yeah.
So like farting in the sack with a lady, you're done. Tap out. Time to leave the room. And other than that, fantastic camp. Like I said, 8 out of 10 for me, man. And you own it. For the applications you use, what would you rate it at?
I would probably give it an 8.5. I don't play cleans hardly at all, so I'm never on the clean channel. But just playing some real heavy rhythm type, crunchy tunes, it works great for me. I love it.
Yeah.
You got plenty of game, but I mean, if you want to bring it down a little bit, get into the AC/DC zone, that's definitely attainable as well.
Yeah. And what's really good about this is I've played probably over 30 lunchbox amps, 30 of them. This is right up there. I know everybody knows I talk about the Carbon V3 MH. That one I gave a solid 10 out of 10 because one, it has so many channels on that thing. It's tube driven. The cleans are pristine. But the gain stage on this, I still like the V3. That's the best one I've ever played. This would come in easily second. I've played all the PVs. This is better than the PVs, hands down. It whitewashes the PV mini heads without question. It's fantastic. If they could find a way to squeeze it into it, if I had to say something Paul Reed Smith could do to kind of give it that little up ahead, because not everybody wants to hook a pedal board up to a lunchbox amp. You just want to be able to turn it on and rock out, right? I think a noise gate of some sort on there. I mean, there's room right down here. You could at least put a switch where you could like just gate it a tiny bit by switching it up, because it's hard to hear in here. Well, make sure I get this up. That's with the attenuator turned off. It hisses. So having a noise gate on that to take that hiss down, I think that would be crazy beneficial to anybody who has this, because as guitar players, I know hiss means power. We understand that. It is tube driven. It's going to make noise. But with today's technology, they found a way to put these really sexy LED lights in there. Maybe a little noise gate, plink, would be great. As somebody who uses it every day, would you be statically happy if you woke up one morning and you had a little noise gate in this blank space right here?
I wouldn't be disappointed.
Yeah. That's about it. Really, if I had to change anything, two things, because we got to talk about that clean channel. Clean channel has bark, and it shouldn't. It should just be flawlessly clean, and when you pull that boost, then it should bark. But to me, when I pulled the boost, it really didn't bark anymore. It just got bright.